Hello everyone, this is Sean and welcome back to episode number 2 of our Transport Fever Norfolk Central Let's Play. We're on a free game USA map at medium difficulty. The year is 1860 and when we left off, Norfolk Central was slowly expanding. We were doubling up our passenger capacity on both of our passenger lines. We kind of just expanded Norfolk's bus network to have 4 stops. Looks like Clarksville is fairly well covered by their bus network. Huntsville looks like it's doing all right. Springfield also looks like it's pretty adequately covered, so we're not going to worry about any of those. We could upgrade our trains. We've got a decent profit going on, but I think for now we want to just keep making money. We need to continue expanding the food line serving Norfolk. Looks like there's a little gap there, so we're going to buy some road vehicles. And we're going to set those to that line. Close everything out. Great. So the key to making industries work in this game is you need to have a constant flow of product. So the like in normal games, we think of it as like the first thing you need to do is connect the raw resource to the industry. Like I shouldn't say normal, in most American-made industry games, you're going to run into that. You go from the resource and take it to the factory, and then the factory starts building a bunch of stuff, and then you take the stuff from the factory and send it to the town. But in this game, the first thing you need to set up is taking the stuff from the factory to the town, which means that the factory starts really wanting all these goods, and then you need to start taking stuff from the raw resources to the factory. And it's just like with passengers. With passengers, you need to start having the train delivering passengers before the passengers will even show up. So that's why you want to start out really limited. Just have a little bit of passenger flow because you're just going to lose money for a couple of years. But you will never generate passengers without losing that money. So you just need to be ready to lose money. And the same thing here. I lost a little bit of money running this food circle for a while. But now, gosh, I thought I had turned those icons off. Does it reset after every? Well, that's really frustrating, isn't it? We're going to turn those. No, I want those on. We're going to turn those off. And I don't need that one, and I think then we're good after that. So there we go. Those little dollar signs coming up and stuff, they just slow the game down. So I'm trying to increase performance by not having those run. Not that we've run into any performance issues, but it looks easier, or it looks better. I don't need to have all those dollar signs floating around all the time. Right, so yeah, demand. So now with this food circle, I've got a pretty good demand going on, and Norfolk is going to grow quickly because I'm bringing food in, and that means passenger is going to increase. So you can see passenger demand has already increased by having just the 2 trains running back and forth. So I think I'm just going to upgrade these trains to the better, newer trains and add some cars to those and just leave the 2 running before I want to try to go to like having 3 or 4 trains running between these 2 towns, which would mean double tracks the whole way. But you don't have to pay maintenance for tracks, so it's just the upfront cost that costs you for tracks. So you can see I didn't quite time out the center point yet. It looks like, correctly, it looks like right over here is the actual center point, kind of what I suspected earlier. So I am going to go through and expand this double lane to the other side of this road here, and that way hopefully they'll pass right around where this road is. But I've got enough money to where it's not going to hurt to expand it a little further. Like I said, you don't have to pay maintenance on it. And this is just a shorter term line. The next train won't go faster than 60 kilometers an hour. And can I just connect you up like that? I can't because you're fiddly. And you won't let me do that one either. Oh, it's so fiddly. All right, let's pause it. We're going to bulldoze this out, and then we're going to build the track like that. And we would not be so... There we go. Great. And that means I need to move this signal all the way up to here. And now these guys will definitely pass when they're at the center. Let's take a look at how the passing lane is working down here. This train is waiting, but I didn't quite see for how long. So their midpoint is probably closer to over here, which is, I was way off on this one. So let's kind of build up for that to work. Wait for the smoke to clear. Guess I hit the wrong hotkey there. There we go. And it cost us 6,000 on that side. How about over here? Well, that's going to cost us 2 because it's going to have to build up. That would cause a weird... that wouldn't be too weird of a squiggle. Actually, I think this is the... That actually is the... that's the original one, and this is the auxiliary one. So let's stay on this side then. Am I going to be able to get past the factory, though? I won't. So that is why I should be on the other side, I guess. I could also just swerve around the factory here. It's not like it's going to hurt anything. All I have to do is put the game on pause. So let's get up close to the factory, and over here we're going to go to about here. No, there's where that starts. It is nice how it kind of locks in there. All right, so let's pause it. We're going to bulldoze that track segment. I don't want to bulldoze that whole segment, though. So what do I got to... Well, I'm going to set you to there. And can I get you like that? Perfect. Like that. Like that. That is kind of a slow... yeah, I don't like the way you have to slow down there. But I really don't like the way you want me to tear out that whole thing there. Can we just... Yeah. Oh, you know what I can do cheaply is something like that. There we go. Put that in there. And then we'll bulldoze that. Bulldoze that. Great. Now we're in good shape. All right, so there we go. Should be able to build off of that. 46 though. I don't want to go that slow. I'll go down to 70 something. I can redesign this. Wow, see that's 52, huh? Redesign this corner later on because I should have plenty of money to do that. I guess 58 is going to be the best speed you can achieve. It's not too bad. Cancel. All right, let's turn the game back to running. I'm going to keep you running along this side. I'm going to connect you up here. Did I didn't eliminate any crossings, did I? No. All right. Let's put you, let's see, 58 is where I set the maximum curve on this one, so I may as well keep it there. And then you are going to connect down here, so let's pause it. We're going to bulldoze this segment. We're going to build a line along this segment. Oh, I guess I missed a piece. Bulldoze that one as well. Back to here, connect those two up. There we go. How do we have our signals set? We have that side set. So we will set this side as well. That's the correct hotkey for that. And we're going to put you back a little bit so it doesn't clip. And we can unpause the game now. So now those two trains should be passing each other at the center. Let's go back and look, see how these trains are going to pass each other. So we've got this one coming, this one coming. Instead of looking at the overhead view, let's look at it from a more interesting perspective. There we go. Right in the driver's seat. Coming up this little hill here. Looking down over. You can see the other train approaching there in the distance. This is kind of fun. Maybe we could speed it up a little bit. Oh, how about like that? There you go. That's the fast speed. See the other train coming? And here comes the switch. Yep, there it is. So we're going to get off on our siding. The other train's in the middle of its siding. Nice. Non-stop. So that will definitely help the trains run more efficiently. So let's get out of this view. And I imagine over here we're going to have similar results. What would be an interesting way to watch this one? So that one's getting on its siding. The other one isn't even close to being on over here. But I can hear it. Oh, look at that. Thought this one might have to slow down, but it didn't. Watch it pull into the station here. Although I guess it's not necessarily just going to pull right into the station because it has a little ways to go. You'll see the next time I lay track, how I lay track. It's very slow, so I don't want you to have to sit through all of it at the very beginning. You may as well sit through it later on in the game when at least we're making money and you know, how it just takes forever to get to the part where you're profitable, and doesn't seem like that would be very interesting. Sorry, there's an ambulance passing directly underneath my window, so I apologize for that. That's not part of the game. Well, that was very loud. That's what happens when you live in a city. Oh, and I never set the timer for this one, so I have no idea how long we've been going. So you're going to get, I don't know, but I'm going to add 15 minutes to the clock from this point. I figure we've probably been going about 15 minutes, but I really don't know. All right, and these two are still going to pass each other at full speed. And these two, it doesn't really matter. They're going to pass each other at full speed as well. We've got plenty of money here. So let's go ahead and start replacing our trains as they come in. Yeah, so this one will be our first one. Now, I don't like to set trains up on automatic replacement, but I do tend to set the cars up on automatic replacement. Trains I like to do manually, and I like to wait till after they've cleared the station before telling them to go to the depot, because this way I'll get paid. Now go to the depot. And let's, I'm going to open that depot up so I can keep an eye on it. Let's go over to the other train station where this one should be coming into where I can send it to the depot. Right, so this one we are going to sell. And so one weird thing I ran into is if you, well, it's not so weird actually. You need to remember that your cars also age, and they're going to set the overall age and maintenance costs for your entire train. So don't just replace your engine. You actually have to replace your cars as well, or else your train's going to be like 40 years old, and you're not going to get warnings for it, and it's going to give you bad information. So like you can see here that this train costs $53,000 a year to run, and then the passenger cars, wow, they make up a huge amount of the maintenance. So that's $45,000 a year. So basically you have to replace your entire train when you replace it. So we're gonna buy that. And then we're gonna add, let's say 4 passenger cars. That should be more than enough. And this one is on the Huntsville line, so it's gonna go right there, Huntsville, Springfield, or whatever the SPR city is. And you just got reassigned, so you were the one who's in the depot. We're going to close you up. We're going to sell you, and then we're going to replace you. We're going to do the same thing. 1 and 4. Oh, no money. Well, let's borrow some money. That's why we've been repaying it. All right, so we got that. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Not quite 4. Give me another 6,000. Whatever, just borrow some money. There we go. 4, great. And you are at the, which station are we at here? Clarksville. It's the last train to Clarksville. So you're going to get that one. Perfect. We're going to close that out. So that means this train and I guess this train? Nope, not you. This train. Great. You two need to go back to your stations when it gets to that point. I think you're going to be the first one to do it. Ah, wrong button. There we are. Ah, waiting at a siding. Both of you waiting at a siding. You're going to see these new exciting fast trains go by. We are at top speed too. This is taking a long time. Kind of a drag that you can't keep these windows open while you have first-person view going on, because I kind of want to keep an eye on. It's funny, both these guys got to go at the same time. Smoke. I want to keep an eye on both trains, but I also want to be watching the first-person view. Oh well. What are you gonna do? I don't want to just complain. It's a fun game. Much improved over Train Fever when Train Fever was at launch. I didn't really play Train Fever more than like 2 months after launch. I know they made a lot of improvements after that, but this is hugely improved over Train Fever at launch. All right, so I got both of those going to their stations. That won't take very long. One thing I do is I like to set the stations up right near the depot, and soon here we're going to set one up at each of the other 2 stations because it makes it easy and fast to replace your trains. So we're going to do one with, I'm going to have to borrow money. See, already we're going to be maxed out on our loan. I told you that was going to happen. But I think we'll be all right. So we're going to set you, you're in Clarksville. So you are on the Clarksville line, and we can close everything out. Let's go to here, and we're going to close everything out. And we're going to open this up, and we're going to turn the speed back up to there. Here comes the train. Choo-choo. Delete. Boink. And replace by train. The general, move that window up there. That's good. And then 4 passenger cars. All right. This is in Huntsville, so set that to the blue one. Delete. Great. Now we've got 2 high-speed trains on each line. Again, we're going to have a slowdown and kind of a frustrating start here with that, but give it a little time and everything's going to even out. How is the flow of our vehicles looking over here? I'm a little disoriented because I've changed the directions. There we go. So we've got a bit of a gap coming up right here. So I'm going to throw in a few more trucks from down here. We're just going to have, how about 10 of them? And we know that's the food one right up there. Now we're closed. So that should help fill in the gap right here. Looks like there's still a little bit of a gap here. Actually, I have a depot over here. I may as well. It's not going to be the most efficient leg to put them in on, but we're making pretty good money right now. So we're going to buy 6 of those. And we're going to set that line to the red one. There we go. Just let those guys carry away. It looks like there's some food built up, so it's not like they're going to go away empty-handed. We've got plenty of grain built up here. And really, I ought to make this into a train route, but that's going to cost about $5 or $6 million. And I need to be considering that my oldest train, well, no, I just replaced all my trains, so I don't need to worry about train replacement money. So let's actually go ahead and repay the $1 million that I have sitting in cash. And yeah. So do we want to try to set a road route up for the wood? that is a reasonable distance. And the wood would be going back up here, right, to there's like a goods factory right up here. Or maybe that one's closer. Well, anyways, it's going to be going that direction. And then we have the iron ore, which is, or the steel line, which is really easy. Oh, see, there's a goods thing right there in Clarksville. It's even easier. Jeez. There's a nice little triangle where the wood's up there, to there, to there. And steel is very simple because I think it's over here. So there's the raw resources, and then the steel mill is around here somewhere. Oh, there it is right there. We go there to there to there. And then, yeah, so let's set that up. How much time do we have left here? All right, I'm going to start setting this up. And then between episodes, I'll finish it because you'll see why. Let's get, so we're going to work with medium country roads. Let's turn on the terrain, whatever this thing is. So you can see it's a little hilly, but that's all right because we're just building roads. And basically we want to have a straight line from there to there and then over to there. Great. And those two are almost basically connected, or they are connected, so it's not even almost. So mostly what we need to connect up are these two. So let's go ahead and set our stations up. I guess I'm going to build a intersection right there. So we'll lay that down and pull that out to there. Great. And we're going to put one of those road thingies. Come on, there was the right button, and there's the other button that makes the thing come up. So yeah, why would I bother building, let's see, this one is going to cost me 17,000. This one would cost me 13,000. I can get it down to as low as 11,000. So why would I bother building the small one? I'm just going to build the large one. I may never need it, but you know, what does it hurt? All right, so I know I have a station there, and then I'm going to set this station up here. And we're going to do the same thing with the road there. We're going to make a nice corner first. Let's try to get a straight line there. Just pull it. Straight line, I say. There we go. That's good. Very expensive to build on this hillside. So, gosh, where am I going to put the depot? Road vehicle 4 has reached its lifetime and should be replaced. Well, gosh, I wanted to get this stuff set up before we changed episodes here. Let's see what the station footprint is going to look like. Yeah, that's pretty flat if I set it around the corner there. All right then, so let's go back to building that road. And I had a nice clean sharp corner. There we go. We're gonna, so expensive. So there we go. That's much cheaper. So I made a sharp hill there and then flattened it out so I didn't have to pay for all that landfill all the way around there. I knew there had to be a cheaper way of doing it. All right, so yes, typically I build my road in very small segments to save money because you can save a ton of money if you do it that way, but it is really, it has to be really tedious. So I'm going to cut most of it out. I'll still leave some of it in at the beginning, or at the end of this episode and the beginning of the next episode, but you don't need to see all of it. All right, so we've got this station and this station is who we're going to connect here. And where is my road? There it is. And so we're connecting you to that one there. That's on the, yeah, that's right, those two. Yeah, all right, let's, so there's going to be a pretty steep downhill area over there, but that, luckily roads, it doesn't really matter how steep they are. Trains are a different story altogether. So like if I wanted to do that, that would cost 270,000. And that would get me up to what, that road there for 270,000 if I did it like that. So there's 10,000. That's 20. 30. 40. 50. So it's going to cost us about, that's 50,000 right there. 60,000 instead of 240,000. So, you know, much cheaper to do it when you do it little tiny segments like that, and makes for a much more natural looking road. But you know, it's time consuming. I really enjoy laying the road in this manner. And you know, you're going to see plenty of it. This is actually one of my favorite parts of the game, is laying the road and track like this. But I'm also going to do quite a bit of it when I'm not recording it, because for one thing, I've already run out of things to say about it, and you know, you can tell that when I'm talking about like having these meta discussions. That means I really don't have much to say. I'm going the wrong direction, so let's get onto the correct direction here. That's a shame. See, and there's another reason I shouldn't do that while having to narrate, because I make mistakes like that. Not the biggest mistake, especially since we're reasonably profitable, right? Well, maybe not hugely profitable, but we're holding up all right. Let's get these. Anyways, yeah. So that's why I'll try to do most of the road laying and stuff between episodes, but there will be plenty of it during the episodes as well. And I'm not quite sure what I'm going to talk about while we're doing it. So I hope you already aren't tuning out. With that being said, we are going to put in a cut here. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've enjoyed playing it, because I am having a good time. If you're having a good time, click the like button down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do subscribe. I play games with no mods on this channel. I like playing them vanilla. It's just the way I like it. I know lots of people do like mods, and that's fine. There's plenty of Let's Play people out there that have mods. I don't. That's my thing. So if you like watching this, you should check out some of the other games. Like, I'm playing Civ 6, and I'm playing Rimworld, and I'll be playing Factorio when the new Factorio alpha comes out. And I'll be playing other things as well. Basically, whatever I play, I'm going to be putting some videos on here. Yeah, thanks for watching. Leave some comments down below. I like to talk about things, and we've got lots to do in the next episode. I'll see you then. Bye.